Excellency, under this leadership, he has renovated our state medical store, and equally, he has renovated 140 primary healthcare centers across the 21 local government in the state. At least we have one functional PSC per ward of Kebbi State. He equally have awarded a contract for additional 36 PSC to be renovated. And that 36 hospital that are to be renovated, award letter has started being issuing to contractors in that regard, and it is a continuous one.
In the same vein, the Chief Medical Director and Permanent Secretary, Sir Yahaya Memorial Hospital, Birnin Kebbi, Dr. Aminu Haliru Bunza, says the hospital has received the necessary facelift and upgrade by the Bagudu administration, which made it an ultra-modern hospital equipped with the state-of-art facilities. Dr. Aminu Bunza revealed that Sir Yahaya Memorial Hospital is now in perfect position to serve as teaching hospital to Kebbi State University of Science and Technology, Aliru, which commenced the studies of medicine.
Pleasure that I will categorically tell you that the government of this administration have seen significant improvement in infrastructural projects and equipment in Sir Yahaya Memorial Hospital. First, the construction of 4 wards and fully equipped to the world standard that we have. The pediatrics ward, Dr. Zainab Shankafi Bagudu ward, that is then the male surgical, male medical and female medical wards, and also a construction of over 20 consulting rooms at the general outpatient department that is also fully equipped with all the necessary equipments that we need. And there is also, during this administration, the fully equipments of intensive care unit, which was also commissioned, including a ventilator, the most modern ventilator.
In the area of
Masama Guru has been there with our water for more than 20 years. In short, even the town, even some people migrated from that village to other parts of the local government because of lack of good drinking water. But due to our governor, who is very dedicated, who is passionate about supply, giving pure water to our people. Director was, we were on the inspection visit of that Bachaka, Lema, Yeldu, Kare Road, when the governor the people of that village just stopped our governor, and he listened to their complaint about the water. And the governor quickly recalled that he has given contract before of supplying water to that town. So when we come back to Benin Kebbi, he directed me to go and investigate why is that he have approved water for that village, and not even up to now they don't have water. So we traced the file, we investigated. The contractor at that time attempted so many times to get water without success. So he directed me that whatever it will cost, whatever support he will give by ministry, give us about, I should make sure that we got water for those people.
Likewise, Governor Abubakar Atiku
four projects were executed by this administration related to transportation, because the governor, Senator Abubakar Atiku, believed that transportation is central to any economic development of any society. Without transportation, you cannot move anything, goods and services. You cannot move agricultural inputs and outputs anywhere. Everybody will be under standstill. So because of that, he gave priority to a lot of issues related to transportation. Not only land transportation, but equally water transportation was equally considered, because as part of efforts to get people to move around. So as I said, 84 projects were executed, with few of them ongoing, because almost 95% of them have been completed. And total kilometer is almost 892 kilometers if you add up the total project executed in terms of roads construction. But then there are some projects that are not measured in kilometers, like the construction of bridge is not included in the length of kilometers. Rehabilitation of washouts of some culverts that have been washed out by flood and others were all repaired. So they cannot be measured in terms of kilometers. But these are fairly roads constructed. And these roads we constructed are in two categories. We have completely new roads, that there were no roads in those areas, and the new roads were constructed. And I think it's almost about 55% of the roads constructed are newly constructed road, where there were no roads at all in the instant. Then there are those that have been rehabilitated. That is, there were existing roads, but have gone so bad that they needed to be rehabilitated or reconstructed. So we did the reconstruction of a number of roads across the state and the others. Then in the same categorization, we have the inter-township roads, that is roads connecting towns and the villages. Across these are inter. Then we have the township roads that are constructed within towns in Kebbi State, major towns and some villages that needed to have some beautification, need to have some reason to have some township roads within them, including the state capital. About 25 towns and villages had their township roads constructed.
On education, the stakes are higher as highlighted by the executive chairman, Kebbi State Universal Basic Education Board, superb, Professor Suleiman Khalid Jiga. Since coming to power, Governor Abubakar Atiku Bagudu has placed priority on the educational sector. There has been massive infrastructural development in schools, provision of necessary teaching and learning materials, furniture and teacher training. Many new classrooms have been constructed while hundreds of others were rehabilitated. In all the three senatorial zones of the state, Kebbi Central, Kebbi North and Kebbi South, the story is the same.
Inception of the administration of distinguished Senator Atiku Abubakar Bagudu, actually himself being a teacher, is still very proud to be associated with teaching and learning. Actually, he gave high premium to education sector in general, and since basic education is the foundation of education, he gave special attention to it. What is more visible, probably we start with, that is the constructions, renovation, and generally provision of learning environment. These have been very visible to all to see. The Universal Basic Education Board, the board with the statutory responsibility for the provision of basic education in the state, works with 21 local government education authority, each with a department called Local Government Education Authority, for the provision of basic education. We are in charge of primary school education and junior secondary school. That's what constitutes basic education in the present day dispensation. So in terms of infrastructure, our mark is visible in all the 21 LGAs that you are, not just 21 LGAs, in fact in all the 118 districts.
Birnin Yawuri, Engaski local government, the district head, Sarkin Gabas, Alhaji Mansour Abarshi, comments.
Karamar hukumar muna gaskiya local government muna godiya ga mai girma gona saboda fagamin ga gaskiya local government ne wajen na gafara na gaskiya local government ne cikin yankin local government cikin koyawar fa duk abubuwan su a cikin gaskiya local government haka dole mu wa mai girma gona godiya kuma Allah mai jagora kuma Allah karbe duka abubuwan muna na ruwa gare shi.
In Sakaba local government, the Education Secretary, Tanko Ahmad Garba, speaks on educational projects carried out by incumbent administration in the area.
Particularly here in Sakaba local government, to start with the metropole here, we have a school named Ayuba Dambauchi Model Primary School. The governor has completely renovated the entire school and providing it with toilet facilities and motorized borehole. And what I am telling you does not only stop at primary school level. The governor also extend his hands of assistance to junior secondary schools we have in Sakaba local government, which includes Mazamaza Junior Secondary School, Jambrani Junior Secondary School, Maganda Junior Secondary School, and the Doka Junior Secondary School, all of which benefited from all interventions of His Excellency. He has as well renovated one also school within the town named Asasul Islamia, Aliu Jabu Asasul Islamia here. There is also one close by named Suleiman Bawa Nizamia Primary School, and also within Duri there is yet a Nashia Model Primary School. I think the governor has renovated over 40 primary schools out of the 83 primary schools we have in Sakaba local government. Many of them benefited from new constructions, while some of them benefited from renovations of dilapidated classrooms.
Similarly, the Education Secretary, Dankuwa Sagu Local Government Education Authority, Abubakar Muhammad Ruba, gives an insight on schools rehabilitation embarked upon by the government of Atiku Bagudu in the entire local government.
Education is the bedrock for the development of every community. It is right and it is true. When we come to this office as Education Secretary, in fact, the government or state government under the leadership of Senator Atiku Abubakar Bagudu, my LGA has benefited a lot from laudable projects with the intent to uplift the standard of education in the Dankuwa Sagu community.
In the same vein, the Director Personal Management, Muhammad Tanku Mahuta, says all wards and villages in the area have benefited from water supply provided by the Atiku Bagudu administration. In addition, the Riba Bena Road has received facelift, while the General Hospital at Wasagu, Bena, Maga and Kanya have been rehabilitated. In nearby Zuru local government, the Education Secretary, Muhammad Sule, spoke on projects executed by the state government.
Under my watch in 2017, when I became the Education Secretary, we have observed so many improvement and achievement. For example, in 2017 and to 2018, before then, most of the schools in the town, the children are sitting under the floor, on top of the floor. But as one will make it, as I speak to you now, no child in this my LGA is sitting under the floor. You can go and see for yourself. This is not, I'm talking it with my mouth, but you certainly see it for yourself.
The headmistress, Danga Gomu Model Primary School, Zuru Aisha to Isa, speaks on developmental projects in her schools.
There is a very, very good development, a lot. Really, this school was very, very rough. And now the school, we have 4 blocks renovated. We have the construction of 3 classrooms of 2 blocks, office and store. And also we are living comfortable now. We have enough classes with our pupils. And also we have chairs.
Some youth corps members spoken to in Mahuta expressed appreciation to the state government for building their corpus lodge, making their accommodation comfortable.
But presently, when I get to this land, the kind of accommodation I see here, I am pleased and I really love it. Because we hear of other corps members from different type of location states that were renting apartments with their Alawi, doing this and that here and there. But here, the money we're supposed to use to look for accommodation for ourselves, we are able to save it through the help of our governor, as the history is telling us that it is the governor that built this corpus lodge.
At the dam site, Mahuta, farmers are grateful to the government for providing source of water for them for domestic and animal use as well as agricultural purposes.
Gaskiya alhamdulillah, kuma mun gode mun ji daɗi matukar gaske saboda wanga da ya taimaka mana amfani da shi gehen noma, dabbobi da kuma shawanki kuma da wanka da sauransu.
The massive rehabilitation of school structures by government
is very fine, and we have seen the impact, we have seen the dividends of this administration. Since when we appointed as Education Secretary, we have received so many things. For example, we witnessed so many schools were constructed. New schools were constructed. At the same time, many schools were rehabilitated.
The situation is similar in Koko Bese local government, where the executive chairman, Yahaya Bello Koko, highlighted myriad of development projects carried out by the state government towards enhancing the wealth of the populace.
Good people of Koko Bese local government, thanks His Excellency the Executive Governor of Kebbi State, Senator Atiku Bagudu, for support and concern to our Koko Bese local government. As you have known, just for the past 1 month, His Excellency gave us the approval of 525 million naira for some project here in our local government.
For Argungu local government, the executive chairman, Honorable Salihu Ahmad KC, gives detailed explanation on projects executed by the state government for the benefit of his people. These include rehabilitation of Argungu General Hospital and construction of new modern maternity complex.
His Excellency Senator Atiku Bagudu, the Executive Governor of Kebbi State, has impacted so much on the lives of people of Argungu Hagame in terms of developmental project. This project involves almost all angles of human endeavor. When we start with the education sector, since the beginning of this, his first tenure, his attention was focused to education.